it's approaching the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? So today we're going to be covering a unit that's slightly overshadowed by the main banner units, which are the transforming Trunks and Zamasu units. This upgrade to Mai is actually very good, and we'll cover the stats here in a second, but definitely a very useful unit. It is a little bit limited in terms of maybe the passive but whatnot. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the stats. So again, this is the upgraded Dokkan Awakened version of the Super Intelligence Mai unit. And the great thing about this unit is the leader skill upgrades. She now has the Time Traveler's category key plus 3 HP attack and defense increase of 120%. Secondary passive being intelligence type key plus 3 HP attack and defense increased by 70%. So the leader skill for the Time Traveler's category is quite good compared to the other options you have. I mean, the only other option you really have for Time Traveler's category is the Goku Black unit, the transforming Goku Black unit. So it's definitely less, but it's not far behind the leader skill for even Goku Black. For the super attack, it does cause supreme damage with a high chance to stun the enemy, so very good super attack abilities. On top of that, the passive skill is very good support for specifically the Time Traveler's category, allies plus 2 key, attack and defense increase of 40%, but also the high chance to stun the attacked enemy as well. So you pretty much have a 2-for-1 package in terms of the super attack and passive skill ability to stun the enemy. So we'll cover this here in a second, but this could certainly be an option on the Peppy Gal's category stage on Super Battle Road, even though the passive skill is a little bit limited. So in terms of links, you are looking at Battlefield Diva, that's plus 2 key. Brainiac is attack and defense increase of 10%. Cold Judgment is 20% to defense. Rival Duo is 10% increase to attack and attacked enemies defense minus 15%. Dismal Future is plus 1 key, Courage is plus 1 key, and she also does have Fierce Battle, which is 15% increased attack. Again, on top of Time Travelers and Peppy Gal, she also does fall into the Future Saga category, which is what you're seeing in the showcase today. For the maxed out potentials, you're looking at HP of 15,296, attack is 13,140, and defense is 10,450. So pretty good stats overall for this unit, and 12 key multiplier is 140%. So the ability to stun the enemies, both with the super attack and the passive skill, I think definitely makes her a decent option for, like I said, events like Super Battle Road. Now, in terms of units that fall into Time Travelers within Peppy Gal's is extremely limited. The ones you're looking at mainly are the Toa units and the Zange units. I think any units outside of that don't really fall into that category, unfortunately, so that's certainly something to think about. But I think in the grand scheme of things, the ability to high chance stun the enemy with the super attack and high chance to also stun the attacked enemy from the passive definitely makes it definitely beneficial to potentially include on a team like that. In addition to that, chances are with Super Battle Road stages in the future, they're going to add more category stages. Now, who knows how long it'll take for Time Travelers to be added, but chances are it will be eventually, so that's certainly something to think about as well. Now, for the showcase itself, you are going to be seeing the Mai unit linked up with either the LRF Future Trunks and Mai or the Transforming Trunks unit, just because of not only the links they share, like Rival Duo and Cold Judgment, but along with Fierce Battle as well, but also to do with basically, she is at the end of the day a supporting type unit, so it's more or less having her support the other 2 units in the rotation, basically. I mean, 40% is a pretty big deal, and the great thing about this unit, again, is the ability that, the fact that she does have Fierce Battle as well. That's a 15% category, or not category, but lean skill, increasing attack. So it's very nice, the fact that she does have Fierce Battle. So it's certainly a pretty good unit. Again, at the end of the day, it is a supporting unit. However, I think it's a very good Dokkan Awaken, and I think it surprised a lot of people, honestly. So that's pretty much what I think about this unit so far. She's able to hit for a pretty decent amount, even without sometimes units not in the rotation that are mostly known as support types. She can still hit for a pretty decent amount. Like on this rotation, you see her at 868,000 attack stat potential. That's actually pretty good for this type of unit. Given the fact that she is really, at the end of the day, a support unit with the ability to also stun the enemy. So I think the combination of the two, I mean, it definitely makes her a worthwhile unit. In terms of getting her to 100% potential, you know, that's entirely up to you. But I think, you know, if you have a couple of dupes, you know, it's certainly an option. I think the only issue with her is she doesn't have a farmable SA. That definitely does hurt the, I don't know, like, I hate to use the word marketability, but it's like one of those terms that just came to mind, you know. It's like, if she had a farmable SA, I think it would be much, much better. And, you know, quite honestly, there are a few Mai units available in the game right now, so, you know, I really hope they start rolling out some, you know, free-to-play versions that you can actually farm SA. I think that would definitely be beneficial. A couple of the other units of Mai definitely are pretty good too, in terms of supporting type. So it would be nice to see that, but I don't know when that's going to happen exactly. But, you know, at this point though, this Mai was pretty decent in terms of her, you know, abilities to stun, and I think the Dokkan Awaken definitely made her much, much better. It's not just the unit itself, but the fact that her leader skill provides 120% boost to time travelers definitely makes it worthwhile to potentially, you know, at least max the SA, or you know, after unlocking 1 or 2 dupe pass, potentially adding some you know, levels toward whatever. I mean, in terms of the potential system, I mean, given the super attack does have a high chance to stun the enemy, and also even just a normal attack still does have a high chance to stun the attacked enemy from the passive skill itself, it would probably be beneficial to definitely go toward, focus a little bit more toward additional attack than anything. You could certainly go with a combination of additional attack and evasion, not really worry so much about criticals. I mean, yes, her abilities to attack the enemies are pretty decent. Her attack stats aren't bad by any means, but you know, I think at the end of the day, it might be most beneficial to go with purely additional attacks and evasion. For me personally, it's probably going to be more or less a balanced approach with a little bit heavier or higher levels toward additional attack. But you know, again, this unit's versatile enough to where you can apply different scenarios to it, so it doesn't really matter. It's entirely up to your, you know, player experience on what exactly to do. But you know, overall she's doing pretty well. I mean, yeah, you do have the Raised Trunks and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta as you know, allies on the team. They do provide a pretty decent pretty decent boost as well. But given without that, like, I think she's pretty solid. She really is. And it's, you know, it makes sense as to why they did give her a Dokkan Awaken with the timing and everything, since the release of Transforming Trunks and Zamasu unit came out. But I think it caught some people off guard that, you know, she came out of nowhere. So it's definitely a good thing. I always enjoy it and love it when Dokkan actually improves some of the more outdated units and makes them a little bit more relevant. It does help some of the, you know, player base out in terms of having more options available. So it's always a good thing. So definitely pretty solid overall. Obviously the attack output is not the greatest. It's nowhere close to some of the other units, obviously, but you know, that brings back to my point that you don't necessarily need to focus too much on critical levels and you know, pure attack for this unit. I think more or less the benefit that this unit brings is, you know, the leader skill ability for time travelers, also secondary with the intelligence type, the super attack ability to high chance stun enemies, and then the 40% increase to attack and defense for time travelers category teammates, and then also the high chance to stun the attacked enemy as part of that second passive. So all those factor into, you know, a very overall good unit. I think, you know, it's not the strongest hitting unit. That's not what it's meant to be. So in that regard, it's pretty solid. So, well, I mean, we'll see how she does with the Dokkan mode here. I think she'll be able to put up decent numbers, but we'll have to see. But yeah, my assessment is it's a pretty solid unit. If anything, it's a great linking partner for units like you see on the rotation for the LR Future Trunks and Mai, and also the new Transforming Trunks unit. You know, 40% at the end of the day, on top of having units like Cold Judgment, Rival Duo, and Fierce Battle, on top of some of the key links, is certainly good. I mean, it's actually very good. So let me check if, yeah, like, Brainiacs is also another one that Elise has shared with the LR Future Trunks and Mai. And that's also 10% to attack and defense. So you're looking at a lot of links that provide some sort of attack and defense increase on top of the 40% passive. So they're actually pretty good, solid linking partners, and that could definitely help your teammates out. Obviously, there's certainly other options that could provide just enough, if not more, of a boost overall. But I think in terms of this particular unit, it's definitely solid. So again, this is the showcase for the 100% potential Super Intelligence Mai unit that just got a Dokkan Awaken. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. As always, I do appreciate every single one of you watching, and definitely stay tuned. I do have some more videos planned to come out later on today, so definitely be on the lookout. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Hope you have a good one.